Into the final lap, and under the checkered flag comes Marshall Teague, logging a winner's time of 1 hour 36 minutes and averaging a blistering 82.4 miles per hour. Yes, local boy makes good. In the 1951 Grand Circuit Stock Car Race, Daytona's Marshall Teague takes home the cash award.
Look out! Curtis Turner's having trouble getting back into the race. Teague's pit crew is excited with victory in sight. And number 6 still has gasoline. Teague gets out of his groove but keeps going. Only 2 more miles. Down the final stretch, Teague passes another. He can almost coast in now. Here he comes toward the finish line. He gets the checkered flag and wins. He's gone 150 miles at an average of 84.65 miles an hour on 1 tank full of gas. But the needle shows
cornering a beautiful sight. This car was built for the road. One lap to go. Here's real sportsmanship at Daytona as one master mechanic congratulates another. Cotton Owens is completing the last lap. Owens Pontiac wins it. A triumphal turn down the backstretch into the south turn for the last time. Past the cars that couldn't make it.
With only a few rounds left, here are the top 3. Pearson, number 6, is first. Turner, 41, second. And Isaac, 26, third. Anybody can see that the end is near. Down the backstretch, the checkered flag less than a lap away. Pearson still drives like the devil's running second. Through the third and fourth turns, it's all over but the shouting as Spartanburg's David Pearson takes the checkered flag and top money in the Hickory 250.
This track with his father 20 years ago in that first race of the Southern 500. The white flag is up.
It was Cotton Owens, Bill, really sweating it out. Hey, Baroni, you never know. You haven't won until the checkered flag comes down over the radiator.
1.366 miles to go, and he got that white, and now it's just about half of that as he comes around with half a lap to go.
$27,500 at stake to win this one today.
And Buddy Baker has not won the Grand National NASCAR race since Charlotte 2 years ago, and this is going to be a very big win. The checkered flag is out, and Buddy Baker takes it to win the 21st running of the Southern 500, and you think the Cotton Owens crew isn't happy. Whether there'll be a celebration tonight in Darlington. So the way things wound up, it was Buddy Baker in front, then Bobby Isaac, then Pete Hamill.
This is Davey out, sitting out of corner number 4. Mark Martin receives the white flag. There is one more lap to go, one more tour of the 1.017-mile oval at Rockingham, North Carolina, and Mark Martin, third.
You know, we tried for 2 years to get a car that Mark would like, you know, and he didn't much like the engines a good bit of the time either. I guess we hit on it today. He did a super job. He's been ready to win a lot of these races. We just didn't have it right for him. Now, hats off to Mark.
Out of the win place and show. Final lap here, the Pontiac Excitement 400. Mark Martin striving. He's been the strong car in the final day of practice yesterday. He's coming to the line. He is the strongest car of the day in the Pontiac Excitement 400. Mark Martin has won his second Winston Cup race. He brought it home. He put it to work hard when he needed to, and they are successful. The Jack Roush team.
One more lap to go. Here it is. Mark Martin gets the white flag. One more tour. Oh, and Kyle Petty is spinning. And Jimmy
stops behind him, and the yellow flag is out. This race is going to end under caution. But the leader did not take the caution flag, so it will be a dash to the finish line. There is Martin holding the advantage down the backstretch. He heads for turn number 3.
That's why spotters are so important, because there is someone up high, visibility all the way around the racetrack, telling Mark Martin the track is clear. Come on.
And there's the second place car on the right side of your screen. That's Greg Sachs. But here comes Mark Martin through the tri-oval. Mark Martin nearly lost a lap, getting out just in front of the pace car. He was almost a full lap behind, but he has moved through traffic. He has picked off his competitors. He took the lead from Dale Earnhardt a few laps ago. And now Mark Martin has less than a lap to go before he can claim victory here at North Wilkesboro. He brings the Folgers Ford off the 4th corner, and Mark Martin wins the Tyson Holly Farms 400. The Jack Roush crew celebrate, and well they should. They
comes down, and Doyle Ford has the flag in hand.
One more lap to go for Mark Martin, who a year ago at this time lost out in his bid to win the Winston Cup. And when the season began, everyone thought that the Jack Roush team and Mark Martin would be a serious contender for the Winston Cup in 1991. But it hasn't happened that way. Mark came into this race today 6th in the Winston Cup points without a victory. He is, however, now within about a half a lap, less than that, a quarter of a lap from his first win of 1991. Here he comes off the corner. The checkered flag waves at Martinsville, and the white flag is out. One more lap around this half-mile racetrack that has been exquisitely prepared as per usual by track owner Clay Earls. Here is Mark Martin as we ride with him with a half a lap to go. Mark Martin wins the Haynes 500.
He had his left hand out waving at the crowd. He didn't have his right hand waving.
To go for Mark Martin, and what a great day for the Jack Roush racing team. If they can finish this way, he'll have a 1-2 with Martin and Dallenbach.
And meanwhile, they're about 3 abreast behind them. P.J. Jones trying to get by Michael Waltrip, trying to outbrake him, and I believe he did it. He smokes the tires. Michael smokes the tires, gets off the course a little bit, and loses a couple of positions.
Michael Walker might have lost about 4 positions there, Denny, in that little exchange. Harry Gant went by, and so did the 40 car of Kenny Wallace.
And the 98 car of Jerry Cope.
Yep.
Got to give a call to Wallace. He's run a good race. Kenny Wallace. Here's Mark Martin moving through the inner loop for the last time.
Don't you know this guy thinks this day would never come, Ned?
Yep. But boy, he has fought hard today. Come back from 2 adversities in the pits, and now just pulling away. Should have no problem getting back to the finish line first.
Headed for turn number 6, where we have seen many crashes today, including one early in the race involving Rick Mast, but we have had no driver injuries. He's off of corner number 6, now headed for turn 7. He enters it, comes onto the straightaway, sees the checkered flag, it's waving for him, he wins it. Mark Martin has the butt of the Glen, and Wally Dallenbach finishes in 2nd spot. Jimmy Spencer 3rd, then Bill Elliott and Ken Schrader. Kind of superstitious tool here in the Irish Hills appears to be working for Mark Martin, because he has less than 2 miles to go for a victory. The battle for 2nd place remains close. Morgan Shepherd has it right now, but right there is Jeff Gordon. We look back on Jeff from Morgan's Citgo Ford. They both come off the 2nd corner while Mark Martin is halfway down the backstretch. There's Dale Jarrett running again by himself. Wallace, Speed, and Musgrave continue to run nose to tail.
All right, Mark Martin is coming off turn 4 as we watch these guys go in turn 3.
And Mark Martin, here he comes. He wins his 9th career NASCAR Winston Cup race in his 222nd start. Shepard is second. Then Gordon. Look at this battle. It is Musgrave. Oh, got the position.
1 lap to go for Mark Martin. There it is.
Rusty on the outside.
Tries to go to the outside in turn 1, but Mark blocks the way. Now Rusty will look high off of turn 2. They've got a half a lap to go. Wallace tries to make a move to the inside. He's going to make it to the outside. No, he can't do it there. It's going to be Mark Martin winning the Bud 500 over Rusty Wallace.
Man.
3 in a row for Rusty.
That you can have. The white flag is out to Mark Martin right now.
1 more lap to go for Mark Martin. This will be his 11th career NASCAR Winston Cup win. It'll be his 4th of this year. And it's his first win ever at this grand old racetrack that has been hosting a NASCAR Winston Cup race on Labor Day weekend since 1950.
And Earnhardt took the white flag, so he will be credited with 4th spot, even though the car shouldn't get back, but it will get back. And Mark Martin wins.
Mark Martin's express continues. He has won 4 in a row. Mark Martin
will be in the air. Passing flag at work. Wallace drops way to the low side. Martin will clear him, and that also sets a pick on Ernie Irvin. Where's Irvin going to go? No place. He can't. Kenny Wallace is there. Kenny stand out of the way of both cars and let him race for it. Irvin will have 1 more chance at Mark Martin. He is 3 car lengths back as they enter the final turn of the last lap here at Phoenix. Irvin looks to the bottom. Martin takes it up high, and Mark Martin will go to victory lane. The slick
Dragon says, Mark, if you can do this 1 more time, we're going to pay you.
Let's see what Ernie Irvin can do, if anything, on the last lap.
Well, he comes in pretty deep on the brake and tries to close some there, but it didn't make up much of a gain. He's not going to get enough of a run going on the straightaway to make much difference anyway. I think Mark would have to make a mistake at this point for Ernie to make up the ground he needs.
Will he begin a string of wins as he did here last year? You recall that he won this race from the pole position last year. I hate to use the word inherited, but he was in 3rd when Kyle Petty and Dale Earnhardt had their collision. A win is a win. Rusty and Mark rather went on a winning streak of 4 in a row.
And Bob, Ernie Irvin has picked up on him quite a bit. I think Mark is perhaps just being conservative, but Ernie has gained on him quite a bit, but I don't think he's going to be able to do much with it.
Looks like Mark put his hand out the window going down the back straightaway and said, just relaxing like a Sunday afternoon ride.
This is turn 10. 1 more to go for Mark Martin. Now into turn number 11, and Mark Martin wins his 13th career victory and his first of 1994. Mark Martin wins the Bud at the Glen.
There we see Ernie.
He sees the white flag. 1 lap to go. 1.5 miles of racing for Mark Martin. About to record win number 2 in 1994. Onto the backstretch. Checks up the mirror to see who's behind him. Now into turn 3. Into turn number 4, off the corner, looking for the checkered flag. Mark Martin wraps up the 1994 NASCAR Winston Cup season with a victory.
To go in the Winston Select 500. Martin looking for a place to go. Here they come at the line. The white flag out, 1 lap to go, and Mark Martin temporarily takes the lead with Jeff Gordon right behind him. Morgan Shepherd will line up beside Dale Earnhardt for 3rd.
Oh, and Morgan gets the car out of shape. He and Earnhardt almost get together.
The roof flaps do their job.
Don't hit it, don't hit it, don't hit it. Oh,
hit the wall.
Meanwhile, we got to race back to the line. And he backs across the racetrack.
And Sterling Marlin avoids him.
He just slowed down and got out of the way.
Here we go. It comes down now between Mark Martin and Jeff Gordon off of corner number 4. Jeff Gordon looks to the inside as they come to the tri-oval. Mark Martin will lead them down, however, he's got the advantage, and there's the checkered flag. Mark Martin wins the Winston Select 500. Gordon is second. Dan Morgan and Shepard finishes third. Now you talk about a happy moment.
This race is over. Obviously, the young man is becoming ill from inhaling the fumes coming from that car. But on the other hand, with just one more lap to go, he can hang in there and finish the race. Mark Martin is on the final lap. Go ahead.
Sorry, the Dallenbach car has begun smoking again. About 3 laps ago, it was smoking heavily like it was before. So I'm sure that's what he's breathing, and that's not much fun this time.
Martin is headed down the backstretch for the final time, looking toward the inner loop. There is Wally Dallenbach in second spot. And everybody in single file through here. No positions being battled for on the last lap. But now we see Spencer and Cope and Mayfield side by side, and Waltrip. Oh, and Jimmy goes over the curves and
Spencer goes around. Here's Waltrip gets on through it. Derek Cope gets through it. Spencer out in the grass. He's going to come back. He's going to lose about 4 or 5 positions. He's spun it around again.
Well, while all that is going on, Mark Martin comes through corner number 11, and Mark Martin is 3 for 3 at Watkins Glen. He has won the 10th annual Bud at the Glen. It's his 16th career win, 3rd on a road course, and 3rd in a row here at Watkins Glen. Here comes Mark Martin, by the way, off of corner 4, receiving the white flag. There's just a lap to go. Mark Martin on his final tour of the 5/8 at North Wilkesboro. And he started second and comes home a winner here this afternoon, becomes the 5th driver to win a short track race in 1995. It's his 5th short track win.
At the Charlotte Motor Speedway. This for second. We got a good battle going right there. Into the last one. Earnhardt swings to the outside from 43rd position. He began his charge dead last on the field. Up the outside, and he's on his way. Back comes Terry Labonte, giving it everything he's got. But Earnhardt has him for second. Coming to the line. It'll be number 6. Mark Martin across the line. And Earnhardt coming home in that second spot.
Finish line, and the white flag is showing. We've got one more lap, 2.52 miles to go.
Wow. Remember last year, Mark Martin looked like he had this thing won, got down to the carousel, slipped, and Dale Earnhardt got by. Now he's got to get around this course, make every shift, hit every braking point.
By the way, Bobby Labonte dropped back to the 18th. I'm sorry, to the 21st position, last car on the lead lap. Not the last car, but 21st position.
Through turn 5, up the carousel, turn 6. This is right where Mark Martin last time slipped. This time he's dead on the inside. Going to turn 7, he makes it through fine. Remember Rusty Wallace making the mistake here earlier, turn 7? Smoking the tires. Boy, Jeff Gordon drives in there hard.
Oh, it really closes up now. They've got the S's to go. Let's see what happens. Gordon trying to go to the inside. Couldn't make it happen.
His last shot to pass will be down into turn 11.
Mark Martin trying to break a 42-race winless streak. His last victory was at Charlotte in October of 1995. He didn't win a race all during 96. Here they come up through the S's now. Turn 10, and they're headed for that final opportunity. The best passing place is coming up. Jeff Gordon closes right in. He looks like he may try to go to the outside and pass Mark Martin. He's not going to do it, though, and he gets sideways coming off the corner, and that allows Mark Martin to take the checkered flag and win the Save Mart Supermarkets 300. And congratulations to Mark. The drought is over. Did you see? And the white flag is about to come out. One lap to go for Mark Martin. Earnhardt's right behind him, then Bobby Labonte, then John Andretti and Jeff Gordon.
And Doyle Ford, for the last time at Talladega, waves the white. He announced today he's retiring after the Coca-Cola 600. What can they do? Here they come. Backstretch. Last lap.
Let's see what movement someone makes, if any. Earnhardt takes no action at the moment. Everybody staying in line.
Yeah, he's got it to the full board, Bob. I don't know what he can do.
Now he looks to the inside slightly in turn number 3, but there isn't a great deal he can do. He has to stay tucked in behind Mark Martin. They come through turn number 3, headed for turn number 4. Now onto the tri-oval. Earnhardt looks to the inside. Jeff Gordon is going outside, now inside. No moves here as Mark Martin comes down and makes it 2 in a row. Martin wins the Winston 500. Earnhardt, Bobby Labonte, John Andretti, and Jeff Gordon finish in that order. Mark Martin started 18th. It's his 20th. And the white flag has just come out for Mark Martin. Less than 2 miles to go for Mark as we continue to watch this battle. Back here, and we have Hut Strickland slowing down the backstretch. He's running in 26th position, or was. Probably out of gas.
That's Jerry Bradbury in the 78 car that lets Mark go right on by.
Mark Martin is up. And the checkered flag is waving from 2 laps down. Mark Martin wins the DeVilbiss 400 at Michigan, his 3rd win here at this racetrack. And his 21st career win, his 12th on a super speedway. And there's celebration in the Jack Roush pits.
There is the race leader. White flag already out for Mark Martin, who has 12 top 10s here in 22 starts. But finally, in his 23rd try in NASCAR Winston Cup competition, Mark Martin wins at Dover Downs Speedway in Delaware, his 4th win of the year.
Indicating a mile and a half left, and he wins the inaugural Las Vegas 400. It'll be his 23rd career win if he can pull it off. Let's see what happens on this final lap.
Jeff Burton gains 2/10 of a second. Again, that last lap, we can see Jeff Burton behind the 2 lap cars of Schrader and Bobby Hamilton.
Mark Martin goes on to the backstretch. He's halfway around. Burton indeed is coming on strong, but I'm not sure he's got enough to do it. It doesn't look like he will. Mark Martin now in turn number 4. Here he is. The crowd is on its feet cheering for the winner of the inaugural Las Vegas 400, Mark Martin.
Jerry Bonds told us at the very beginning of the show today that Mark Martin was very, very competent.
Mark Martin has his 23rd career win, his 14th on a super speedway, and it is the first win for 4 tourists in NASCAR.
Into the tri-oval, white flag in the air. Same gap as they go back to turn 1. No traffic ahead. Mark Martin, veteran of the Roush team. Chad Little just joined it this year. Roush had all 5 cars in the top 10 once already this year. 4 in the top 10 another time. He's going to get a 1-2 finish. Mark Martin wins the Texas 500. Chad Little finishes 2nd.
It's now a little over a second advantage that he has over Jeremy Mayfield. But again, Mayfield having his best race ever in NASCAR Winston Cup competition. His best career finish 3rd twice here in 1998 at Daytona and at Atlanta. He's running 2nd right now, and Mark Martin is at the end of the backstretch on the final lap. Mark Martin as the car in turns 3 and 4 looking for his 25th career win. He started in 3rd position this afternoon, comes home 1st and wins the 2nd California 500. His 3rd victory.
Back from a practice crash this weekend to run in the 20th position. White flag. 1 lap to go.
Right on the bottom of the racetrack, Mark Martin has been flawless today, and when he got in the lead, he never looked back anymore.
He looked back and saw those guys racing side by side for just a moment and said, hey, that's good. I'm going on.
Moving up on Gary Bradbury. Dale Jarrett in 2nd place by 0.8 of a second over Jeff Gordon. And the point leader, Jeremy Mayfield, he's on the lead lap in 5th. To the checkered flag for the 26th time in his Winston Cup career.
Emotional Mark Martin in victory lane, and we've seen
White flag. And the other 4 victories this year.
He has won at Vegas, Texas, California, and Michigan. All of those, of course, those are super speedways. He's about to chalk up a short track victory. Mark Martin wins the Goodies Headache Powder 500 at Bristol Motor Speedway. His 5th win of 1998.
He is starting on the butt pole today. The 76 bonus is $22,800 if you win the race starting from the pole. It would be Mark's 2nd straight win from the pole in this MBNA Gold 400. His 28th career win. Mark Martin looking for checkers. They fly for him here at the Monster Mile. Jimmy Fennick, you and the guys did it nicely. Gordon 2nd.
Day of the Charlotte Motor Speedway. It all started Winston Cup racing, NASCAR racing in Carolina Clay. To run that dirt and made such a difference. So many of those great early stars came from here. They'd go down to the beach for speed weeks in February. And now it has become the focal point.
Last lap, you're watching Mark Martin go down the back straightaway into turn 3. Looks like every other lap, right on that white line as he comes down off turn 4.
Add another dimension to the tradition of Charlotte. Marking as a 3-time winner of the UAW GM 500, Mark Martin of Batesville, Arkansas, has collected this one. Has led 6 times for 2.
Still has a mile and a half to go. White flag for Martin, Jarrett, Labonte, and Burton. Still a dogfight. And for 2nd, Dale Jarrett has company. Bobby Labonte's right there.
Bobby Labonte's got one chance as they go down into turn 3. Looks to the bottom side, right on the back bumper. I don't know.
Mark Martin, 30th career Winston Cup victory. Jarrett 2nd, Labonte, Burton.
White flag. One more lap here at the Monster Mile. It will be Mark's 31st career NASCAR Winston Cup win. His 21st on super speedways. And his 3rd consecutive win in the September running of the MBNA Gold 400. Mark Martin and Roush Racing heading back to Victory Lane here at Dover Downs Speedway in Delaware. Tony Stewart finishes 2nd, 8 seconds further back. Dale Jarrett
wants to move up as we can.
White flag is out. One more lap to go for Mark Martin. Trying to set a record here and become the 8th different winner in 8 races to begin the 2000 season. He's less than a half a lap away from victory.
No contest. Nobody close to him. Here he comes.
Mark Martin wins the Goodies Body Pain 500 at Martinsville. Jeff Burton places.
He gets his nose down under him. Puts the car between he and Kenseth. One to go, baby. White flag. Mark, you are the man tonight.
Mark Martin has never won the No Bull $1 Million bonus. This is his 9th try at it. He hasn't won since April of 2002. Agonizing year.
Boy, he's got just a little bit more traffic here. Here comes Kenseth.
A little bit more. He's got a lot of traffic.
Kenseth is in worse shape. He's hung up back here as well.
Mark Martin has never won the 600 at Charlotte.
He has now.
Now he has.
He's going to get in his way. Maybe he's trying to diamond the turn. White flag. 2 bugs working on him. This could be close. He got him up off the bottom. Tony's loose right there.
I believe Dale Earnhardt Jr. got a little bit loose off too that time too, Darrell.
Does Jr. have room on the bottom? He's going to try to make it fit.
It's going to be a drag race to the line here for 2nd place as Mark Martin takes the checkered flag.
Tony Stewart beats Dale Earnhardt Jr., but he finishes 3rd.
Good job. Good job.
Last lap at Kansas.
There's the cat in the hat. I think Mark's got plenty of buffer right now between him and Biffle.
Looking to get by Dale Jarrett.
And Jarrett does move over. Let Mark go. 0.6 of a second back to Biffle. I don't think Greg can catch him.
Last week we asked Mark about his 34 wins, what the next one would mean. He said he really didn't care about the next race win. He just wanted the championship. But he's going to get the win. Win number 35 for Mark Martin.
1 lap to go for David Reagan.
All clear. 1 back to double wide.
And look who's right behind Kenseth. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has joined the party.
Watch Harvick swing high here, though.
Kevin Harvick's been known to break hearts at Daytona. He did it to Mark Martin in 2007. In the Daytona 500, he won this race 1 year ago. David Reagan, a half a lap away from his first victory.
It's now time, isn't it, for the 20?
It's time for the 20 to do something, or...
1 back there for your bike tag.
I tell you what, Reagan behind him. David Reagan.
Behind the race leader.
David Reagan.
No caution yet. David Reagan coming
Still
back
wrecking.
to the start-finish line.
They're wrecking again.
Everywhere now.
They're wrecking again.
Reagan with sweet redemption gets the victory at Daytona.
2 separate wrecks on the last lap.
Great job. Thank you a lot, Matt.
Oh, man, these guys are flying by Newman.
He was a sitting duck.